Welcome to this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Warriors for the 2022 football season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Head Coach Paul Winters. Paul, we get to talk about your favorite position, the running backs.
Absolutely.
And we've joked in the past about Wayne State being running back U or linebacker U with all the success we've had. But you look at the group of running backs, there's only one football on the field.
Here's the thing, and this is, I'm sure I've told this story before, but this goes back to when I was coaching at Akron, and we were playing Bowling Green, Urban Meyer's first year. And, we were down to our fourth or fifth tailback, and he weighed about 135 pounds. And we got our heads handed to us because we couldn't run the football. And I shouldn't say we got our heads handed, it was close. But it makes a difference. So we're never going to be shy of running backs.
It doesn't help that you're the head coach and former running back either. You make sure you have plenty of stable of running backs.
I have the last say on all recruits. So.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, let's start off with Myles Harris. What can you say about what he did as a redshirt freshman last year?
Well, I can say this. He did extremely well. Everything that I imagined he could do. And as I watched him, he did more than I probably figured he would. Tremendously talented, tremendously determined, tough, physical. Some of the benefits that I didn't necessarily know going in is what a great receiver he was. He's really got a chance to be one of our best receivers as a running back. He can improve his blocking. We'll get an area he can improve on. But I'm very excited about his future.
So there's a potential we could have the first running back with 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving since Craig DuPong in a game?
It could happen, but I would say the guy who's most likely to do that is Kendall.
Okay, well, let's move on to Kendall Williams then.
Yeah, exactly. Kendall Williams is he's tremendous because he's so fast. We actually put in a play last year, and it was forget about what it's called, but it was basically a quick screen to him with a lineman running out to take on the first guy across from him. It never worked. I mean, we practiced it, it didn't work. And so I called it, I think it was against Davenport. I called it in the game, and everybody's yelling at me, "No, it doesn't work, no." And I'm like, let's give Kendall the ball and see what happens. So we threw it out there. He made the first guy miss. The lineman never got out. He went 45 yards. I'm like, you know what? It's players, not plays. And Kendall's a guy who is tremendously talented. And this summer he's gotten stronger. So he's a guy, when you talk about 100 and 100, he's probably the first guy I would look to get that.
Another guy that kind of situational but made an impact last year was Chandler Edwards.
Yeah, you know what, Chandler, he's maybe the fastest guy we have in the backfield. Just explosive fast. And he's had a good summer and has worked real hard. And we're actually experimenting a little bit with him at corner. So he may be out of this mix and in the corner mix, but he's such a unselfish player. He'll gladly do whatever we ask him to do.
Sounds good. You mentioned earlier the Davenport game. Mackey kind of had a coming out show in that game last year, scoring a touchdown and making a couple of other big runs for you.
Yeah, Carmi, I think it was an adjustment period for him, coming to a new offense, coming to a new program. He had a really good spring. Obviously, Myron wasn't practicing as much, and it gave Carmi an opportunity to play a little bit more in the spring. And you go back to the spring game, and it was the offense versus the defense, and the offense had to get a first down, the defense had to stop them. And we gave the ball to Carmi 3 times, he got the first down. So very happy with how he played in the spring. He's a 215, 220 pound, kid who can run. So fast, another fast guy in the backfield. And I think he has a better understanding of the offense, so he's going to be a weapon for us.
what a lot of people may not realize is he didn't have spring ball the year before because he was still finishing up his undergraduate degree at Eastern, and then obviously was hurt a little bit early in training camp.
Right.
So, I mean, it took him a while to get into the flow, but it sounds like he'll be much welcome addition this fall.
I think he'll be ready to contribute early.
Demarco Singleton, a young guy that redshirted last year, so.
You've got
I mean,
a
as
few
we
more
keep
names to go, don't
I
you?
know. The list continues.
You know, Demarco Singleton is a young man from Marysville. Could play linebacker, could play fullback, but did a great job on scout team last year as a freshman, true freshman, and had a really good spring. I think he's one of the guys who really has stood out this summer, and again gives us, you know, he's 6'2", 225 pounds. He's a big tailback, and he has good quickness and good speed, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Demarco can do in a game situation.
Sounds great. You talked before about Chandler maybe playing some defense. Coming the other way was Tavion Warren, who played last year in the secondary as a true freshman. Now you've moved him to the offensive side of the ball?
Well, he's the rookie of the year at secondary, and we couldn't have that, so we moved him. You know, he really wants to play offense. He really wanted to play offense, and we moved him in the middle of the season last year. He has excellent hands. He has a natural feel for the Bronco position that he and Kendall both play. He's a tough physical runner. Another very talented young man. And we've got some packages where we're going to try to get Myron and Kendall and Tavion all on the field at the same time. So we're very excited about them.
Kind of like fast, faster, and fastest.
Exactly. Or tough, tougher, and toughest.
Okay.
But they're just really good football players.
One guy that's been around the program for a while, Nick Isley.
Yeah, you know, Nick Isley, and you talk about faster. Nick Isley, I said Chandler was maybe the fastest. Nick Isley might beat him. Nick was a sprinter in high school. This is, I don't know what year this is for Nick. He's been here a couple. But we're going to experiment a little bit with him at receiver because of his speed and his ability to catch the ball. But he's a 210, 215 pound tailback as well. So, you know, we just got to find a way to use all these guys.
Exactly. Then you brought in two highly touted recruits. Braden McKenna, I just saw that made All-State in baseball, so he must be quite an athlete.
Yeah, he is a talented young man. He rushed for 2,000 yards in high school, All-State in baseball. Another unselfish, just good character person. Very excited about Braden and what he's going to bring to the program. You know, I look forward to seeing exactly what he's going to bring. And then C.J. Turner, Calvin, is a young man from Detroit Central. And, you know, I think he was in the weight room last week for the first time, and all the strength coaches were saying, hey, is that another Avery? So he's not very tall, but he's thick, and he's an explosive guy. So those two young guys, they'll fit right in. They'll be scout teamers probably this year, but they're going to be in the mix and contribute and push the other guys.
Sounds great. We can't go without talking about the fullbacks. You've got Will Butler, another guy that's been in the program for a couple of years, and then two guys that redshirted last year, Nick Hayward and John Reba. So.
Yeah. Will Butler was a guard at CC, and some people might say our fullback position is a guard because we don't hand it to them very often, but maybe we don't hand it to them because they were guards. But Will Butler, he brings toughness to our offense, and he'll do whatever you ask him to do. He'll do it 100%, and he'll do it every time. So you can't ask for more than what he gives you. John Reba, I think, is a guy who came from Stony Creek, who really has stepped up this spring. He had a very good spring. He's gotten bigger and stronger. He's been to all the summer workouts. I look forward to watching how he progresses from the spring to now. Not that he's going to take the job away from Will, but he certainly gives us another option, you know, so we're excited about that. And Nick Hayward, if you saw him, he probably has gained 10 pounds of muscle. You know, he played 8-man football.
Right, I was going to ask you, I mean, how was that conversion? Because as far as I can remember, he's the first one we've had from 8-man football
Yeah.
come to Wayne State.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. He's a great kid. He does everything you ask him to do. He's tough as nails. He's perfect fullback. He's 6'2", 250 pounds, and he can run. He might be a guy, he and John Raywer are two guys that I think we'll give the ball to. Don't tell Will, don't tell Will.
Not with guard hands.
We'll actually throw Will the ball, maybe once. But I'm giving away secrets. We'll throw Will the ball. But very talented freshman, redshirt freshman. So we're excited about them. We've got two new guys, and really kind of 1.5. We've got Gabe Mendoza, Coach Mendoza's son, who is going to start off as an H-back, tight end / fullback. Tough, physical, fits right in with the rest of those guys, catches the ball well. You know, just tremendous character. And then Quincy Salter, who is another young man who really, I think, would prefer to play linebacker. We're kind of, the numbers are big at linebacker, so we're going to try him at fullback and see how he does.
Sounds great. Thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Warriors.